Hi guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have an updated Q&A for you guys. I like to do these every quarter over here on my channel. So like every 3-ish months or so. It's been a little bit longer than that, so I apologize. This is definitely overdue. So I did post on my community tab on my YouTube channel for you guys to submit questions for this video. So a huge thank you to everybody that asked me something. I'm very grateful for you all. And if you didn't get a chance to ask me a question for this video, there's always gonna be a next time. I have a lot of fun questions in this video, so I'm very excited. And without further ado, let's get into the video. As always, it is a little tradition of mine to have a glass of wine while I film these types of videos. It's just fun to have a little glass of wine while we chat, especially because some of the questions are a little more deep and personal. We're gonna start off fun and lighthearted. So first question, if you could only use one makeup product for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? Honestly, I feel like I would have to pick concealer because realistically, I feel like it's the most universal product and you can use it for multiple different areas of your face. Obviously for covering blemishes, brightening the under eyes. If I had a darker shade, I could use it for contour or blush. I mean, come on, I feel like it has to be concealer, but most people would probably say mascara, but I do have lash extensions. So let me know what your guys' answer would be in the comments, but hopefully I will never have to pick just one makeup product. What's your favorite luxury bag you own and how do you save money for luxury shopping? I have answered this question before in previous Q&As, but like I said, I do have a lot of new faces and I'm so grateful for that. So I'm gonna answer it again, but my answer is still the same. I love my Chanel Classic Flap. I have it in the small size in the black caviar leather. It is my prized possession. I absolutely love that bag. I saved up for a while to get it a few years ago and I got it from the Chanel store or it was like a Chanel boutique inside. I guess it was Neiman Marcus. I don't know, but I'm very proud of that purchase and I love that bag. It is so timeless. Such a classic, it's never gonna go out of style and it's just gonna keep appreciating in value. So the second part of that question is how do I save money for luxury shopping? I honestly don't do that much luxury shopping nowadays. I definitely used to do a lot of luxury shopping years ago. I feel like I've just gotten a little bit more smart with my money over the years as I've gotten older and I've realized like, not that I've thought this in the past, but I have like realized material things aren't gonna make you happy. So also another part of that is I'm very happy with my bag collection, just like my luxury collection in general. I have so many bags and there's no way I can use all of them. So it is really fun collecting them, but at the same time, it's like sometimes can be a waste of money because they're just sitting there on the shelf, you know? So I have gotten a little bit better at that. That's not to say that I don't like luxury shopping or luxury bags anymore. That's not the case. I just haven't been doing it nearly as often as I used to in the past. But to answer that, I feel like if I see a bag that I really like, I'll just save up for a little bit and put money aside towards that bag. And also if I'm going on vacation and I know I'm gonna wanna spend some money, like if I'm going to Europe, luxury bags are a lot cheaper there. So I typically save up like months in advance to prepare for that. I mean, there's sometimes where, you know, I have no plan and I just buy it on a whim, but try not to do that anymore. So yeah, just really budgeting and figuring out like if this is a purchase you really want to make. I have done impulse purchases before on luxury items and sometimes it turned out good, sometimes it didn't. So I try to really refrain from doing that anymore. I try to just make smarter decisions and not buy something on a whim, if that makes sense. Hopefully that helps. I don't know if it did. Somebody asked, what are you currently reading? Guys, I've been reading this book for a hot minute. I'm kind of even embarrassed to say because I've been reading it for such a long time, but I think I mentioned it in a vlog, maybe my nighttime routine vlog. It's called Perfect Strangers. It is taking me forever to get through that book. Like I've just really fallen off my reading journey and like my reading routine. As of lately, I don't know why. I think it's that book. It's not that good. But I was reading it yesterday in the nail salon and honestly, the plot twist is insane. Like at first, I thought it was gonna be a thriller. That's really typically the only genre I like to read. And it started off like cringy, 50 Shades-esque, like just not realistic at all. And then the twist at the end, now I'm hooked and wanna keep reading. So I'm almost done. And then my next book is gonna be His and Hers. I can't remember who it's by, but I'll have it on the screen. I'm very, very excited about that. So let me know your book recommendations in the comments down below. And also you can follow me on Goodreads to stay updated on what I'm currently reading, what I've already read. I rate everything on there as well. So next up, we're gonna get more into like career, YouTube, and lifestyle kind of questions. So what inspired you to start your YouTube channel? I have answered this before as well, but I'll answer it again. I've always been super passionate about filmmaking and not really editing, but definitely filming. I've always been passionate about fashion and beauty. I started wearing makeup when I was like in 5th grade. And I've been into fashion for as long as I can remember. And I remember I got like one of those flip cameras for Christmas one year. I think I was in 4th or 5th grade, and I would film like hauls and like different videos on that camera, but they never saw the light of day because I didn't even know like YouTube was a thing, but it wasn't like really big when I was in 5th grade. That was like 2010, 11, somewhere around that time. And then when I got an iPad like that next year or so, or even on my iPod Touch, I would film like Christmas hauls and stuff. But I've been consuming YouTube content for as long as I can remember, like definitely since like the 4th or 5th grade. And some of those YouTubers that I started off watching, I still watch to this day, so that's really cool. Yeah, so I've always just been super inspired by that. I just was, I guess, too scared to do it, and I didn't think my parents would let me because I was so young back then. But finally, when I was 17, I went into Best Buy one random Friday night with one of my high school friends and decided to buy a Canon G7X. Or no, it wasn't a Canon G7X. It was a Canon PowerShot. That's what it was. And then the next day I filmed a vlog and posted it on YouTube. I don't even think I edited it. I really don't remember. I don't know if it's still up on my channel. I think I might have privated it. But then I just kind of like taught myself how to edit along the way, and yeah, it's been a great journey. But yeah, basically my answer to that is I've always been wanting to do that, or it was something I always wanted to do. I just didn't take the leap until I was 17 years old. And by that point, YouTube was getting a little bit more popular and it wasn't as taboo to have a channel or like frowned upon. It was still in that like gray area where people were still getting made fun of for posting on YouTube and whatnot, but not nearly as bad as, you know, other creators had it in the past. I feel like I got in there at a really good time because then a few years later, that's when TikTok started really popping off, and now I feel like nobody watches YouTube anymore. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely oversaturated now, but so is every other social media platform. I do wish I would have started it sooner, but no regrets. Everything happens for a reason. So this is your sign to start a YouTube channel. It's never too late, I promise. Going into that same kind of question, what advice do you have for new or growing content creators on TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram? Do it. It's never too late. Post your content. You gotta start somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere. It's so easy, like especially now with TikTok, you don't have to know how to edit really, and you don't have to have a camera. So it is just so easy if you have something you're passionate about, or even if you don't, if you just want to sit down and like do a get ready with me, or share a crazy story that happened to you, or give some advice. I don't know, like the opportunities are endless with TikTok. It's definitely important to stay consistent. So that was my next piece of advice, is definitely stay consistent and make sure you're passionate about what you're creating, like the kind of content you're creating, because if you're not passionate about it, your viewers are going to see it and it's going to be really hard to maintain that or grow. I do need to get better at Instagram for sure. I've gotten better over the past like year or so, but I just never like to post on Instagram, especially on my stories. It was scary because like I've had the same Instagram account since 2012 or 2013, 2014, I can't remember, whenever Instagram first came out. And of course I have like people that I grew up with or people from my hometown that I maybe didn't know personally still following me, and I was always scared of like what people were saying, like, oh my gosh, she's trying to be like a YouTuber or whatnot. But I just had to let that go and be like, you know what, if they want to follow me, that's totally fine. So I have gotten better about that definitely over the past few years. I just don't care anymore. TikTok I did start really late on because I was trying to boycott it for as long as I could, because I was like, they're taking my YouTube views and nobody watches YouTube anymore. And I thought TikTok was just going to be like a fad, and after COVID it was just going to go away and like nobody was going to care about it anymore. But it's still here, and it's probably always going to be here, and it's definitely a little bit more prominent and popular than YouTube is. So I've tried to transition over the past year or so into more short form content. So I would also prioritize short form content right now over YouTube if you're just starting out. But if YouTube is the only thing you want to do, you can still do that. It's not too late for that either. Just saying. How do you get PR packages? Do you have to be an influencer to receive them? And do you email each brand individually? I'm not sure. I don't think you have to be an influencer. I feel like I have some friends that have emailed brands and been like, if you send me this product, I'll post about it on X, Y, and Z, whatever it may be. And they get sent packages. So yeah, it's definitely possible to not be an influencer and still get packages. I just don't know how that necessarily works. I just find the brand that you're interested in getting PR from and email them and shoot your shot. I definitely feel like back in the day, like years ago, I used to email brands a lot more than I do now. I hardly ever reach out to brands now, unless it's like I want to work with them on a YouTube video. But for PR, I don't reach out. I just have people come to me, and usually it's a rep for the brand or like an influencer marketing agency that'll contact me and tell me to sign up to get this PR package. And so yeah, I'm very, very grateful. I get so much PR, especially over the past year. Like it's been so wonderful and so amazing. I definitely want to do a giveaway soon on everything, or not on everything, but on the stuff that I know I'm not going to be able to use in a timely manner because stuff does expire. So definitely stay tuned for that. Would you ever collab with Lululemon or start your own athletic brand? If so, what would you name it? So I have collabed with Lululemon, but I think this question is more in the sense of like, would I ever create a product with them? That would be like mine. And yeah, I mean, if they want to do a collab with me, that would be great. Of course I would say yes, but I don't think they do that very often. I don't know if they've ever done that. Like had an influencer design something and then them sell it. I just don't think that they've ever done that, but that would be really cool. I know like Set Active, I think, has done that in the past, but not Lululemon. I don't know if I'd ever start my own athletic wear brand, to be honest. Nothing against that or anything. Like, I'm not saying I would never do it. It's just not something that I've ever thought about, but maybe I should think about that because I am very passionate about activewear, as we all know. I have no idea what I would name it. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. What is your secret to being able to afford so much of what you buy? Well, my secret is that the more that I buy, the more money I make, because my job is obviously content creation, and the majority of my content is hauls and fashion and showing you guys what I buy. And so in return, that makes me money through AdSense, sponsorships, and affiliate links, if that makes sense. So that's like my secret. You got to spend money to make money. I feel like a lot of people have this misconception of me where they think that I'm in debt or that my parents pay for everything. I've never been in debt, and I don't plan to be, so you don't have to worry about that. If I don't have the money to buy something, I don't buy it. I wouldn't say I'm like amazing with money or anything, but I am pretty good at it, so that's good. But yeah, and no, my parents do not pay for everything. I'm 25 years old, almost 26. But yeah, I always get those comments like, daddy's money. Nope, but I am grateful for them and everything that they've done for me, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to start my YouTube channel, because at that time I didn't really have that much money. Like, I was working, but they did pay for my college and my apartment in college and whatnot, so I was able to afford my lifestyle, if that makes sense. Going into more school and goal-oriented questions, the first one we have is, what motivated you to get your master's degree and what are your career goals? My dad is definitely who and what motivated me to get my master's. I'm very grateful for him. He's always encouraged me to do that and take that path. And when I graduated college, I was just like, I need a break. I've been in school my whole life, worked very, very hard. So I was just gonna take a semester off, and then that ended up being 2.5, almost 3 years off, because we were actually gonna go into business together. It's a whole nother story. I'll link the video where I talk about it in the description if you guys wanna watch it. But he owned a car dealership for 55 years, and I was initially gonna take that over after I graduated college, and then we sold it my sophomore year, and then he told me that he would help me start a business, or we would go into business together if that's what I wanted to do after I graduated. So yeah, and then once I graduated, about a year after that, or maybe not even, we found a business that we were going to essentially run together, and we were under contract for a year. And then when that fell through, I was like, okay, let me just go back to school. So then I guess a year after that is when I finally went back to school. Yeah, I mean, I am very grateful that I didn't have to go straight into a 9-to-5 job after college, because I did have, and I do have, social media to fall back on and, you know, make money. So I'm very blessed with that. For career goals, I'm not really sure. I've got a lot of different things up my sleeve that I want to do or that I could do. I'm always going to do social media. I love it. I also would love to go into business with my dad, if that's in the cards for us. That would be great. We're still exploring options. And if not, then I would love to do maybe social media marketing for a company. That would be really cool as well. Not really sure, I'm figuring it out. What's one thing you're really good at in school and one thing you struggle with? Ooh, I feel like I'm really good at marketing. I'm also really good at English, which is kind of weird, but I've always been good at English and that doesn't help me in business. So yeah, I mean, it does, but you know, there's not that many English classes. Like I literally took like 1 or 2 in undergrad, so it doesn't really help me. The main thing that I struggle with is anything math related. Or I remember in undergrad, economics, accounting, statistics, finance, stuff like that. Like it's not my forte. And right now I'm in managerial and financial accounting, which I already took in undergrad. So it's definitely a struggle, but it's going great. And it definitely helped that I already took those classes in undergrad. So that's good, even though it's been a long time. What are your biggest dreams right now for your channel and your life? Ooh, that's good. My biggest dreams, honestly, just to continue to reach people. I would love to reach more people if that's in the cards. I'm very happy with where I'm at right now in my life. I don't know, I feel like that's such like a broad question, but just to be happy and find something or find a career that I'm really, really passionate about and happy in, because I feel like, you know, a lot of people just go through life, they don't like their job. And yeah, I just want to be very fulfilled in my career and just life in general. And I am right now. So very, very happy and very, very grateful for what social media has brought me. I could get emotional, but yeah, I guess hopefully that's a good answer. I don't really know. I haven't thought about it. I didn't even read that question before I answered it. So it kind of put me on the spot. But yeah, I guess my biggest dream would be to own a very successful business and something that I love. Like not just something random, but something that I'm really, really passionate about. Or maybe blow up on YouTube or social media in general. That would be cool. What are your goals for the rest of this year? Personal health, relationships, YouTube. Ooh, I really don't know. Personal, I guess, would be, I want to grow more in my faith. I found a new church recently and haven't been going as often as I would like though. So I definitely want to get better at that, grow in my faith. Health, I would like to eat a little bit cleaner and maybe go on more walks. I do Pilates, love that. I feel like I eat, you know, a pretty good diet, but it definitely could be better. Relationships, just to continue to hang out with people and spend time with people that also fill my cup. Because, you know, I feel like there's a lot of friendships that are like one-sided and maybe one person's, you know, filling the cup and the other person isn't putting anything, like any effort in. So definitely just trying to be conscious of that. And then for YouTube, I definitely want to post more. I only post once a week now, and just with starting grad school and whatnot, I wanted to take a step back and also focus on short form content as well, like on TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and obviously focus on grad school. So hopefully once I'm like more in the swing of school and whatnot, I'll get back to posting twice a week. I would love ideally to post more, but just don't know if that's possible right now because I am super busy. How do you deal with mental health while balancing everything you do? Honestly, this is a really hard one. I've been very open on my channel the past few years with my struggle with mental health. I struggled with anxiety, oh gosh, for as long as I can remember. And it got really bad a few years ago. I started having really bad panic attacks. Like I didn't even want to leave the house. It was really, really bad. And now I'm in therapy and it's going great. And I feel like my mental health is honestly the best it's been ever. Of course, I still have days where I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Or what's my purpose? And I just feel like discouraged or unmotivated, whatever it may be, you know, normal feelings. But overall, my mental health is doing great. Yeah, but it is hard because like I remember I've talked about this before, but especially when I started college, when I was a freshman, I really, really struggled with mental health because I was just burning myself out so hard, like trying so hard in school. Like I never hung out with anybody. I never went to parties or anything. I just did school and then YouTube and that was it. I really burnt myself out. And then after that, I learned how to balance everything and that I was capable of doing things outside of school and outside of work, and you know, you do have to sacrifice a little bit of something else. I won't say it's easy, like it's definitely not. I mean, there's times that many times that I have to be like, I have to say no to somebody or a plan because I have to work or edit super late at night. So, but I don't really affect my mental health because I'm like, you know what, this is bettering myself. It's for my career, it's for my job. But yeah, there's definitely times where I get burnt out or like super overwhelmed. I'm very type A. I would just say like definitely prioritize the most important things, and then maybe the less important things you can kind of set aside or put on the back burner for a little bit so you don't get overwhelmed, because mental health is so important. And also it's okay to take breaks. I've done that before, like just didn't post a YouTube video for a month or whatever it was, whatever it may be. Also maybe have slacked on school in the past, and you know, like maybe didn't do as good in a class that I could have because my mental health was struggling. But that's the price you gotta pay sometimes for your mental health. Just be like, hey, it's okay, like I'm struggling right now. I'm going to take a step back from this thing and focus on myself. And it's so important, very important. And last but not least, for personal questions, the number one question that I got was, what's your relationship status? Are you still with your boyfriend? Are you single? And I'm not gonna get into the details, but I am single. I've been single for a while now, and I'm sure I will share more in the future. But for right now, out of respect for myself, the other person, my past relationship, I wanna keep things vague. So I am single and I'm happy, and that's all I'm gonna say. But maybe eventually in the future I can and will share a little bit more about that. What do you look for or value in a partner? I feel like just somebody that's equally yoked with me in terms of my relationship with Christ. I want somebody that's going to lead me and make me grow in my faith, and it's going to lead our kids as well. Emotionally equally yoked as well. Yeah, I feel like those are like the main things. I want to see eye to eye with this person on like the most important things. Yeah, I guess that's it. Last question is, are you renewing your lease? I believe I will renew my lease. I don't really know. My lease isn't up until February this time, so I'll probably just renew. Honestly, don't know where I'm gonna end up. That depends on a lot of different factors. I'm still in school, but I'm in online school, so I could really live anywhere. But I feel like I will renew my lease until something else comes up. I mean, it really just depends on like my future partner as well, like where they are, where they end up, where we want to be. But for right now, I'm happy here. So yeah, I probably will be renewing my lease. I don't see myself owning a house anytime soon, even though that would probably be more financially smart, but also maybe not at the same time, because why would I invest in a property where I could end up losing money if I don't stay there long term or whatever. But I'd be open to like getting a condo like downtown. That would be really cool. So we'll see, but for right now, yes, I am renewing my lease. Okay guys, that is it for today's video. I apologize if it was super long and super chatty, and I like to ramble and I get off topic sometimes, so I apologize. But thank you to everybody who answered or asked me a question, not answered. Thank you to everybody who asked me a question. Like I said, if you didn't get to for this video, there's always gonna be a next time. So definitely just look out for the next opportunity. Probably in like 3 months, I'll post again and be like, hey, answer. Why do I keep saying that? Ask me questions for an upcoming Q&A. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel below, and click that bell. Upload every Sunday and Wednesday. Also, don't forget to follow me on all my social medias, which are on the screen, also listed and linked in the description box below. I love you all so much, and I will hopefully see you all very soon in my next one. Bye guys.